Walk into any appliance store in 2025, and it feels like stepping onto a movie set. Rows of gleaming refrigerators lined up like luxury cars at a dealership. The stainless steel is spotless. The LED lights are softer than a spa's mood lighting, and the salespeople circle like sharks in polos. Every single one of these brands promises premium performance and years of reliability. But here's the truth. A lot of them are selling you a shiny box that'll quit on you faster than your New Year's diet. And that's why we're here, to pull back the curtain and rank these brands from absolute nightmares to the machines worth every penny. You might not like what you hear, especially if you've already got one of these humming in your kitchen right now. But trust me, better a bruised ego now than a $2,000 replacement bill later. Let's start at the very bottom, the brand that has earned its spot as the absolute worst of the worst. Number 13, Frigidaire. Frigidaire is one of those names your parents used to trust. Back in the day, it was a symbol of sturdy, all-American engineering. Today, it's the poster child for planned obsolescence. These things have more plastic inside than a dollar store toy aisle, hinges that warp within a couple of years, seals that crack and start leaking cold air, shelves that bow under the weight of a few milk jugs, and repairs? Don't even get me started. Frigidaire loves using proprietary parts, which means your local repair guy either can't fix it or charges you more than the fridge is worth. I've seen people shell out $400 just to get a new control board, only for something else to break 2 months later. Sure, the price tag looks friendly compared to the competition, but it's like buying a used sports car for cheap. The real cost comes when it breaks, and it will. And if you thought that last brand was bad, wait until you hear about this next one. It's the ultimate case of beauty on the outside, disaster on the inside. A refrigerator that'll charm you in the store and then drive you insane at home. Number 12, Samsung. Samsung makes gorgeous refrigerators. Let's give credit where it's due. These things look like they belong in a luxury condo with marble countertops and a view of the ocean. But beauty isn't everything, especially when it's hiding one of the most unreliable reputations in the business. Ask any repair technician, and they'll tell you, Samsung refrigerators are the divas of the appliance world. Ice makers that clog, freeze over, or just stop working entirely. Compressors that fail early. Water dispensers that start leaking like a busted garden hose. And because Samsung uses so many proprietary systems, even simple fixes require expensive, brand-specific parts. To make matters worse, their customer service is, let's just say, it's not winning any awards. Many owners have complained about waiting weeks for parts or being bounced between service centers like a bad game of hot potato. You might enjoy the smart touch screen on the door, but when your lettuce is freezing in the crisper and your ice maker is dead, that tablet screen starts to feel like an expensive joke. Number 11, LG. LG is another brand that wins beauty contests but loses the marathon. They're stylish, energy efficient, and often packed with features. But they're also notorious for one glaring flaw: the ice maker. If you've owned an LG fridge in the last decade, you already know the pain. The ice maker design is so consistently bad, it's spawned Facebook support groups dedicated to it. These units freeze up, jam, and fail so often that many owners just give up entirely and buy a countertop ice machine. And it's not just the ice makers. LG has also had compressor failures that led to class action lawsuits. While they've improved slightly in recent years, the reliability is still not where it should be for the price. Don't get me wrong, if you get a good one, it might last you years. But that's the gamble, and for the money they're asking, you shouldn't have to roll the dice on whether your fridge will make it past year 5. Number 10. GE Appliances. GE used to be the gold standard in American homes. Reliable, repairable, and built like a tank. But somewhere along the line, the priorities shifted. Now, GE feels more like a brand coasting on its old reputation while quietly cutting corners. A lot of GE refrigerators still look solid. Heavy doors, decent shelving, smooth finishes. But once you've lived with one for a couple of years, the cracks start to show. Literally, plastic bins breaking, shelves snapping, and door seals peeling like cheap tape. And their water filter replacements? Overpriced to the point of comedy. The good news? Repairs are generally easier than with Samsung or LG. The bad news? You'll still be making those repairs more often than you'd like. GE is like that old friend who used to be dependable, but now shows up late and forgets your birthday. You still like them, but the trust isn't what it used to be. Number 9. Whirlpool. If appliance brands had a most disappointing award, Whirlpool might take it home in 2025. This is a company that once prided itself on building workhorses, fridges that just kept going year after year. But lately, it's been more about mass production and cost cutting. Whirlpool's biggest crime? Inconsistency. One model might last you 15 years without a hiccup, while another dies just outside the warranty. That's because they've spread production across multiple facilities, and the quality control isn't what it used to be. The designs are simple, which is good for repairs. But even that doesn't save you from weak door hinges, loud compressors, and temperature fluctuations that can turn your ice cream into soup. If you find a Whirlpool on sale, it might be worth a shot. Just make sure you're looking at recent reviews for that exact model, because the difference between a great buy and a total regret can be just one unlucky serial number. Number 8. Bosch. Bosch is the perfect example of how premium doesn't always mean better. These refrigerators often carry a price tag that makes your wallet sweat, but the performance doesn't always justify it. Bosch does excel in one area: design. Sleek, modern, and perfect for someone who wants their fridge to match the minimalist aesthetic of a high-end kitchen. But under the hood, repairs can be a nightmare. European engineering sounds great until you realize it means long waits for parts, expensive service calls, and fewer local technicians willing to even touch them. And while Bosch appliances in general have a good reputation, their refrigerators aren't the crown jewel of the lineup. If you're buying Bosch, you're mostly paying for the look and the name, not necessarily the bulletproof reliability you'd expect at that price. Number 7. KitchenAid. KitchenAid has built a strong reputation in the mixer world. That iconic stand mixer has been in TV kitchens and Instagram posts for decades. But refrigerators? That's a different story. These fridges are marketed as premium, with sleek finishes, professional handles, and price tags that can make you think you're buying bulletproof reliability. The reality is mixed. Some owners swear by their KitchenAid refrigerators, praising the quiet operation and solid build. Others have horror stories about premature compressor failures and water leaks that destroy hardwood floors. And because these units are positioned as luxury, the repair costs match the branding. You're paying top dollar for parts and labor. If your goal is a matching suite of KitchenAid appliances for that showroom-perfect kitchen, fine. Just don't expect their fridge to be the star performer of the lineup. Number 6. Maytag. Maytag loves to market itself as the dependable brand, complete with ads featuring that lonely repairman who has nothing to do. Cute ad campaign, but let's just say he's not as bored as they'd like you to think. Maytag refrigerators are solid middle-tier options, generally reliable, straightforward design, and reasonably easy to repair. The downside? They're not immune to the same corner cutting the rest of the industry suffers from. Plastic parts still wear out, ice makers still act up, and energy efficiency isn't always competitive with newer tech. The good news is Maytag tends to be more consistent than Whirlpool. Not surprising, since they're owned by the same parent company. If you're looking for a no-frills fridge that's more workhorse than showpiece, Maytag isn't a bad choice. Just know that dependable doesn't mean indestructible. Number 5. Haier. Haier has come a long way from being dismissed as a budget import brand. Over the past decade, they've stepped up their game in design, efficiency, and build quality, and it shows. Haier fridges are often priced far below the big American and European names, but they deliver a surprising amount of value. They're not perfect, the interiors can feel a bit cheaper, and they may not have the lifespan of the absolute best brands. But for the price, they punch above their weight. This is the brand you buy when you want something functional, good-looking, and affordable. Perfect for rental properties, secondary kitchens, or buyers who don't need their fridge to last 20 years. Number 4. Amana. Amana is the definition of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. While other brands chase touchscreens, fancy ice shapes, and Wi-Fi connectivity you'll never use, Amana sticks to basics: solid cooling, simple controls, and a design that focuses on function over flair. These fridges won't win any beauty contests, but they're often more reliable than flashier competitors. The parts are easy to find, repairs are straightforward, and the price is usually right. For people who value practicality over prestige, Amana is a hidden gem. The only downside? Limited style options. If you're dreaming of a glossy French door model with all the bells and whistles, this probably isn't the brand for you. But if you want a fridge that just works year after year, Amana delivers. But what's next will seriously surprise you. This brand makes refrigerators that can outlast not only their warranty, but possibly your entire kitchen renovation. Number 3. Speed Queen. Speed Queen is best known for building washing machines that survive decades of abuse in laundromats, college dorms, and busy households. But here's what most people don't realize. Their refrigeration products carry that same industrial DNA. Every hinge, every seal, every component is designed for endurance. There's minimal reliance on fragile electronics that can short out after a power surge. The shelving feels like it could double as scaffolding, and the insulation is thick enough to hold cold for hours if your power goes out. Are they stylish? Not really. You're not going to get a French door model with mood lighting and a fancy ice maker that shapes cubes into diamonds. What you will get is something that stays cold, stays reliable, and refuses to die long after your neighbor's high-tech fridge has been replaced twice. For busy families, rental properties, or anyone who doesn't want to gamble with their groceries, Speed Queen is like having a dependable old truck. Not the flashiest ride, but the one that never leaves you stranded. And this next brand? This is where a refrigerator stops being just an appliance and becomes a statement. The kind of thing that makes visitors say, "Whoa, nice fridge." Number 2, Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero doesn't just build refrigerators, they engineer food preservation systems. The moment you open one, you notice the difference. Independent cooling zones keep produce crisp without freezing, meats fresh without drying out, and dairy tasting like it was just bought, even a week later. The shelves are solid glass, the drawers glide like luxury car doors, and the interior lighting is soft and even. Their air filtration system actively scrubs the air inside to remove ethylene gas, which slows the spoilage of fruits and vegetables, something most brands don't even bother with. The lifespan? It's common to see Sub-Zero units running perfectly after 20 or even 25 years. And unlike many premium brands, they're designed to be serviced and maintained over decades, not tossed out when something breaks. Yes, the entry price can feel like you're buying a small car. And yes, a repair bill can be painful. But if you have the budget and value both performance and prestige, this is the fridge that sets the bar. And now, number one, the brand that simply refuses to cut corners. The one so reliable, it's practically an heirloom. Number one, Miele. Miele is the embodiment of the phrase, built to last. This German powerhouse puts every unit through brutal quality tests designed to simulate 20 years of heavy daily use. That's not a marketing claim. It's literally part of their production process. The hinges are reinforced, the compressors are over-engineered, and the interior components are built from materials that resist cracking, warping, or yellowing with age. Even the smallest details, like how the door closes or how the drawers slide, are designed to feel perfect after thousands of uses. They're whisper quiet, exceptionally energy efficient, and made to integrate seamlessly into high-end kitchens without screaming for attention. Owners often report that their Miele fridge has outlasted multiple renovations, appliances, and sometimes even the house itself. Of course, quality like this comes at a premium. But here's the real value. You're not just buying a refrigerator, you're buying peace of mind for the next 2 decades or more. So, next time you're walking through that showroom, dazzled by shiny doors and fancy touch screens, remember this: half of what you're paying for is just marketing. The other half? That's where the truth lives. In reliability, repair costs, and how many years that fridge will keep your food cold without turning into a $3,000 paperweight. Choose wisely, and your refrigerator will be the quiet hero of your kitchen for decades. Choose poorly, and you'll be right back in that store, wondering how you got fooled twice. And if you want more no-nonsense appliance rankings, insider buying tips, and brutal brand honesty the big stores wish we'd shut up about, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join us here at Frugal Choise. Your wallet and your kitchen will thank you.